We continue in our series of brief messages from people in the congregation who have felt their lives changed in their encounters with God. We are also in a season of stewardship when we are thinking about how we align and even merge our spiritual lives, our searching for God, and our practical everyday lives. And so this morning, it is Russ Smith who will speak to us of his own life.
Good morning. So I've been asked to share my experience with giving. And first of all, I think giving is a very personal experience. It's based on each one's own circumstances, the resources they have available. Some of these are beyond our control. Some are results of choices we made many years ago. Others are results of choices we make every day. Our ability to give of our time, talent, resources is a result of those choices. For me, my attitude towards giving has changed over time, and along with it, the choices I've made have changed. When I started going to church many years ago, I felt giving is an obligation. You go to church, you give. You give to charity. You know, it's something you have to do about it. And to be honest, when there's an obligation, you look for ways to get out of doing it. Does anybody like to pay more tax? Do any kids really want to do more homework? You look for ways of getting out of it. I believe it's at least human nature, or certainly my nature, to look at those things that are obligations very differently versus those things that I want to do. I'll give you an example. Several years ago, a charity that Laura and I support regularly made a very specific request to us that we're supposed to give a certain amount of money. Now, our attitude towards that charity that year certainly changed. We still give to that charity, but how did they know what our resources were? How did they know the other choices we were making? They really didn't. We still give to that charity, but it's usually at the very end of the year. Certainly for myself and Laura, when we started to look at things and giving as something we wanted to do, we began to make different choices in our lives that allowed those things to happen. And this is true whether its support is financial, your time, your talents. You know, if it's something you want to volunteer at and you really want to do it, you figure out how to make time to do it, rather than, do I have to do it? Is it an obligation? Jeff Pilling made a point a number of months ago when he did the Moment for Children. And he said, give until it feels good. And for Laura and I, sometimes feeling good can be the joy we receive when we buy kids toys at Christmas for Bill Wilson, the Adopt a Family Center. Sometimes that joy is a lot more subtle, like being able to scratch that itch in the middle of your back. Just, you know, it's something you feel you want to do. You can't explain it. It's a subtle feeling. I believe the satisfaction comes from wanting to give rather than feeling it's an obligation. The key is making it something you want to do. When Laura and I give, it may be in support of a program like this church's caregiving ministries. Through the years, both Laura and my family have been supported through our caregiving ministries in times of deep sadness in our families. And it's something that should be available to everybody in this not only in this congregation, but that kind of support. It may be to an institution like Bill Wilson. They can do things for youth in our community that go far beyond things that Laura and I could do individually. Or it may be in support of individuals, like the kids in our Sierra Service Project, in an opportunity to go out and explore, to expand their higher horizons. These are just several examples of, the things that you want to see happen. Also, in thinking about it, and it fits, I hadn't realized that the lead-in was how I've been changed, till I noticed it this morning. But there was one thing I wanted to say, and I had it in here before. This congregation has changed me. Through conversations with several members of this congregation, I look at people on the street, the homeless, very differently than I used to. Those conversations and that change is very real for me. And the ability of having a congregation, a church, where we can communicate with each other, we can share our views, changes us. It certainly changed me and how I view those things. And this is an opportunity which I feel very deeply that should be supported. And supporting that one in particular is just supporting this church. I wish I could give you specifics about how Laura and I decide what we want to support. I thought about it, and for us, it's just being open. And somehow you realize that it's something you need to do and want. It's a desire in you to do it. And when you have that desire to do it, you will make choices in your lives, or certainly Laura and I do, that allow that to happen. You schedule your time differently. You make priorities about where you spend your resources. Do you really need that extra latte this morning? Or could it be contributed? You have to want to. And I think the desire to give and to support then changes how we live, and that affects our ability to do that. Thank you.